Hello, today is the 4th of September and we're going to harvest the sweet corn. This video is about how to recognise when they're ready to harvest, how to harvest them and how to store them.
When you want to harvest the sweet corn, you need to look at the tassels on the end, and when they've gone dark brown like this, it should be ready to harvest. And just to check, you pull back the outer leaves and you'll see the little yellow kernels, and you poke your thumbnail in there and see what juice comes out. Now you probably can't see it, but it is slightly milky, which means it's ripe. If it was clear, that would mean it was underripe, and if it had gone sort of pasty, that would be overripe. So I know that one is ready to harvest, so then you just pull it off and there it is, and there's your sweet corn. When we first grew sweet corn, I looked for the brown tassels and I thought, oh good, that's ready to harvest. So I pulled back the leaves, and what I found was white kernels, and I thought, oh dear, that's not ready to harvest. But in fact I was wrong. It just means that those kernels never got fertilised and didn't turn into proper little corn. But if you pull it down, then the rest of the corn is ripe, so in fact it is ready to harvest. It's just that top bit isn't any use. So here are some of the cobs that we've harvested. So now I'm going to prepare them for storing. So you start by stripping off all these outer leaves, and they're just going to go into a garden bag so that they can go into the compost. And they're quite tough, so it takes a bit of pulling. So you have to get all these leaves off. I've broken that one. And you take off all these little sort of hairy bits, and there you've got some nice fat kernels, although it's not perfect because there are a few bits that aren't quite right, but that will be fine once it's frozen and eaten. Here's another nice big one. And this looks as though it's going to be a good one, which it is. So there's all these little hairy bits to come off, and a tiny little bit of white on the top, but that doesn't matter, I could cut that off. So that will make a nice one to go in the freezer. Here's a stack of the cobs that we've stripped with their leaves, and now I'm going to prepare it for the freezer. So I try to get off as many of the little tassels as possible, but it's not possible to really do it perfectly. And then just trim up the end. That one's not too bad, but I'm going to take this little bit off here because it's got a nice neat end. And then we wrap each one in cling film individually. So I tend to do it on a tray because I find I know I've got a nice clean surface there. And you want enough cling film to go around maybe 2 or 3 times. So I'm just going to cut a piece here, and then you just take your cob, roll it up, make sure the ends are covered, like that. So that was a good one. This one, not so brilliant, so I'm going to cut this end off where it hasn't been fertilised and the kernels haven't formed. Cut the end off, and then that's not too bad. And so I'll probably put about 4 in a freezer bag, Right, so I've got 4 there now, so I'm just going to put them into a freezer bag. And then just tie that up, and you might want to label it with a date or something. I mean, obviously you can see what's in there. And then I'd put that in the freezer, put it on fast freeze for maybe an hour, and that should be alright. And they'll keep for months and be as nice when you eat them then as they are when they come off the stem of the sweet corn. Well, here are all the cobs that we've harvested. They're wrapped up in cling film and now they're in their freezer bags. So the next stage is to put them in the freezer, and they'll keep for quite a number of months. And after that, the only thing to do is to eat them and enjoy them. So good luck with your harvesting. Bye for now.